Hey babes, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sadie and today we are getting organized. If you are someone like me who gets really overwhelmed with making plans, smashing your goals, or trying to create new healthy habits, then this video is gonna be for you. Do you ever just feel like you're not reaching your full potential, like you have more to give, but you end up just being lazy, rotting in bed, which is fine. Sometimes we need to do that, but I am someone that unless I have like a set plan for the month, week, day, my brain just kind of gets a bit crazy and scrambled and I don't know where my focus is. So today I'm gonna be showing you all the things I do to kind of stay on track and make my life a little bit easier. If you like my videos, please give me a thumbs up, comment, and it'd be amazing if you could subscribe, join the family. But yeah, let's just get into it. Step one is gonna be create a monthly plan. It's always better to start with the bigger picture so you can just see where you're at, what you've got to do, and then we work backwards from there, planning the weeks and the days. You get me? You get me? This is pretty self-explanatory, but it wasn't for me for many years. But download a calendar, any kind of digital calendar. I prefer the Google one compared to Apple, but I'm sure there's so many. You can have a physical calendar if you prefer, but for me, I will forget to write in it. Whereas if something comes through, especially because my job's pretty crazy, I can literally just go, okay, straight away pop them into my calendar, and that way you always have everything right there on your phone. If someone says, oh, do you want to meet up next Saturday and go for coffee, just straight away put it in. Don't even give yourself a second to think about it, because that's how you end up forgetting it. I'm very forgetful if it's not in here and people are like, babe, where are you? I'll be like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Everything needs to go in your damn calendar, okay? I even set some things to give me like an hour or 2 hour reminders, like yoga or dance. I like to know at least an hour before so I can start getting ready. And you will not believe the amount of times I've just been going about my day and we'll get a reminder like, you need to be in yoga in an hour, and I'm like, oh. And genuinely, if I did not have that reminder, I would not have gone and I would have lost my £10 and I would have been fucking fuming, okay? Once you have everything you know you're doing in your digital calendar, I actually also like to transfer it to my whiteboard calendar. It comes with like the little whiteboard pens and it's got the little scrubber, so you just scrub it out. So say a plan gets cancelled, I'm like, oh, sweet, or a plan gets added, I can just pop it in. For someone who really struggles with organization, these are amazing just because they're bigger, they're easier, it's more visible, magnetic, so you can pop it on your fridge. I just got this from Amazon. I will leave the link. Also comes with this extra part. This is my favorite bit, the positive habit tracker, which we will be discussing later. Finally, it includes like a task to-do list, or you can pop this on your fridge and put like things to buy, or if you want to delegate tasks to your family, there's a little delegate section, so I could be like, okay guys, we need to buy eggs, put that for Rocco. So you can kind of use this in any way you like, but I have just found it way more helpful and it's made me way more productive than when I was using a paper one. I don't know the science. I feel like a little kid again, but it works for me, so great. And you can kind of color code things if you want. You know, you could make exercise green, you could make work gray because work's boring, you could make social plans pink, like whatever you want to do. Once you have your monthly calendar, you're going to put everything in it that you know you have to do. So days you're working, your shifts, your social plans, any doctor's appointments or meetings or things you have to go to. So now you should have something that looks like this. Maybe you'll have a bit more social plans than I do, but it's good because then you can see how much free time you have, where there's areas maybe you can work on, like do you think you need to do more fitness or do you want to incorporate more social plans. But that brings me on nicely to step 2, which is working out your goals and focuses for the month. This is the more fun part. It's working out the areas of our life we want to improve and how we're going to do that and where in the month we're going to make time for that. Because if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. You get what I'm saying? You might be one of the lucky ones who 100% knows what they want to work on, what their goals are. You might be like, yeah, I know I want a new career, so I'm going to make time for writing CVs. I'm going to make time for applying for jobs. Whatever. You might be someone that wants to make more social plans and focus on making new friends or focusing on hobbies and fun. But if you're one of the many people who sometimes find it hard to know what to focus on, because I really don't want anyone to get overwhelmed and put too many goals and focuses in one month. Like, we want to be realistic, like don't stress yourself out. When I make my to-do list too big, I'm just gonna get frustrated with it and end up not doing it, okay? So we want to make it realistic. I've got an easy little exercise for you to work out areas that you could be focusing on this month, and all you will need is a pen and a big piece of paper. We're gonna draw something called a life wheel. So what you do is just draw a big circle and separate it into maybe 6 or 8 segments, and in each little triangle pizza thing you're gonna put different areas of your life. And this can change depending on the person and what areas of your life are important to you. For me, I put stuff like family, friends, fun, home, finances, career, education, spirituality, and health. It really is up to you what you put in there. And once you have them, I want you to rate each of them on a scale of like 1 to 5. Like for me, I'm gonna rate my home quite low just because my spare room is looking pretty shocking at the moment. But then like spirituality would be quite high for me. Maybe someone who's struggling in their career would rate it low. You get the gist. So I want you to do that, and then we'll carry on. Once you've got your life wheel and you've rated everything, that gives you a pretty good indicator of the 3 sections that you need to work on. And it doesn't mean that you're gonna stop working on the others. You know, if you've rated health quite high, it doesn't mean you're gonna be like, oh, I never go to the gym again. It just shows you the areas that you need to put a little bit more attention on, and then maybe next month it can be a different focus. That way we're not stressing out our brains too much. So for me, you can see health is quite low, home, and then also education. So those are the 3 ones I'm gonna focus on, and you're gonna set like 3 big intention and goals that are gonna overarch for the whole month based around those. For example, my home one is gonna be, I will sort out my spare room by the end of this month, and that's the commitment I'm gonna make. And when you make these goals, make them like clear and actionable. Don't just say, I want to be someone who goes to the gym 3 times a week. If you make it more clear, like I want to go up a leg weight, that way it will show me like I need to go a certain amount of times to get to that goal. Same with books, like I want to read 2 books, so I'm gonna have to make sure I'm reading every night. Do you know what I mean? When you have those clear goals, once you have those goals, then you can work backwards as to how we're gonna incorporate them into our weeks and days to ensure that we hit them, okay? Sounds easy, but sometimes it's harder than it seems, right? Step 3 is break down your goals into weekly actions. Now we know what we're aiming towards, it makes it so much easier to integrate that into steps in our week. So I'll get my month and I'll look in my weeks, where can I fit going to the gym 3 times alongside my work schedule and everything else I've got going on, and I'll just write it in. And I'm not saying I'm an angel and 100% I will go every time, because there are days where, you know, you've got PMS, you feel like shit. I don't want anyone to feel bad if they don't hit it, but it is good to have that plan that we can aim for. Even as I've been adding the gym in, there are just some weeks where it doesn't work. And I know some like hustle organizational people will be like, you've got to make it happen. I'm like, the world's not going to stop spinning if I go to the gym twice instead of 3 times. Do you know what I mean? As long as I have that goal in my mind and I'm trying my best, I'm happy with that, you know? And some goals will take a few more steps than just like, I gotta go gym 3 times a week. There has to be a little bit more planning. Like there are different stages of my room, but now I know I need to do it. It'll be easier to work it out. I know I need to like put things up in the loft, clear all the rubbish, so that's going to be step 1, and that could be on a different day than I do step 2, so it's just making it easier throughout my month. But that way I'm finding out where in my month I'm making time for it, so it will happen. Otherwise sometimes you just go, oh, I need to sort the spare room this month, and I genuinely will walk past that spare room every day and not fucking do one thing about it. But this way I could go, okay, so next Tuesday I'm back home, I could maybe use that day to do it, and I find the 3 days where it makes sense with my other work and other scheduling. Do you know what I mean? So I'm actually actioning those goals, Hans. Always think that, gotta action the goals, put it into the week. And my final one, which is education slash kind of my writing. This I don't necessarily feel needs to be put into the month plan, and you might find that with some things can be added more into the daily trackers and become sort of more of a habit. And you know, I said I wanted to show you the little habit tracker. That's where this kind of comes in. I think some goals are more habits rather than things that you need to take like days and chunks out of your time to do. Step 4 is going to be the habit tracker. Oh my god, I love this thing so much, you don't understand. Someone with a brain like mine who's just like messy and kind of works on like a reward system, I like that you fill them out. It makes me feel really accomplished, and I can kind of see over the month what habits I've been better at, what I haven't been. You know, if it's gone 5 days and I haven't done something, it kind of kicks me up the arse a bit to be like, okay, we need to focus on that one. Your habits are entirely up to you. Habits are things that you are doing every day. So of of course, one of mine is going to be reading every night. I'm not going to be able to read those 2 books unless I'm reading at least once a day, but I do find the action of just taking it off every day, it makes me do it more. And your habit could be to drink a certain amount of water, or always do your skincare, or make sure you've worked out that day, or gone on a walk and got outside. Like, it can really be whatever you want, just something you know you want to do every day, and track it. Step 5, I promise you we're near the end now. Now all that's left to do is plan our days effectively. With all of those things in mind, it should be a lot easier. My absolute favorite planner is the Productivity Method by Grace Beverly, but you can just use any daily planner. I just love this one because it has the 4 sections. It has quick ticks, the tasks, your projects, and then your daily schedule, as well as 3 non-negotiable things that you're going to get done that day. And I just find this layout perfect for someone like me. I was putting things into categories. I always plan the night before I go to bed. It makes it easier for me, you know, when I first wake up, everything's set. I'm like, okay, I know what time I'm waking up, I know what I need to do the minute I get up. Whereas if you do it in the morning, sometimes I feel like the momentum's already gone and I'm like trying to scramble and get my brain sorted, which is a bit stressful. So let's just say I was planning tomorrow. In the quick ticks, I'll put everything that's really easy and is going to take less than 5 minutes. So things like doing an invoice, sending certain emails, sharing a video. Next is your bigger tasks that take maybe like anywhere from 10 minutes to an hour. So mine might be, I need to go to the gym, I need to film these certain videos, anything to do with my work, anything to do with like cleaning, like, oh, I need to clean the bathroom today, we'll go on there. Then you have your projects, which is things that maybe aren't urgent, but you know you want to be doing them. Projects is just a good way to kind of get in your monthly goals. So say your monthly goal was to find a job, you could put like in your projects like, oh, work on my CV or apply for jobs, things that need a bit more focus. And then finally what you're going to do is put the 3 non-negotiable things that you're going to get done. And I would say put the 3 things that you feel like your day would be accomplished if you did them. So say your whole day went to shit, but you did those 3 things, and they could be small things sometimes if you're having a bad, like sort of depressed, bed rotting day. Sometimes it can be something as simple as like, okay, I'm gonna make breakfast today, and that makes it less overwhelming for us. Then once you've done all of those, you can go onto your schedule and work out how you're going to fit everything that you need to your schedule, and be realistic on timings. I've really realized that things take me a lot longer than I thought. So say filming a video can take me like, sometimes it can take up to 2 hours. Editing can take, oh my god, so long. Even just for a short 30-second reel, the editing for that can be like an hour, 2 hours. And I was just really not understanding how long things took me doing certain admin tasks. Oh, that only takes me 5 minutes, and you actually time yourself and it takes you half an hour. If you have your schedule down, you can kind of refer to it in the day and be like, okay, I'm gonna keep it on top of it, I need to make sure I do this. Do you need to rearrange anything as your day's transpiring? So yeah, I have this just like out on my bedside table to refer to throughout the day. Finally, the last step is daily reflection and journaling. Journaling, honestly, I cannot rave about it enough. It really helped me in so many parts of my life. It helps me understand myself. It helps me regulate my emotions and self-soothe. But it's great for reflect on your day, any triggers that came up, anything you wish you could have done better, just anything that's in your head, just to dump it down onto paper. You don't need to write a lot. You could literally just do 5 minutes at the end of the day. What's really important for me though is to always make sure I'm expressing gratitude. I feel like that does put me in a better headspace in life, and there is studies to say that people who practice gratitude daily are just happier people. So I'll list 3 things that I'm grateful for that day, and sometimes, I'm not even joking, they are so stupid. It'll be like, oh my god, I had a nice dinner, I watched a funny episode of Maths with my mum. And sometimes it can be bigger things like, I'm so grateful for my best friend, or like, you know, the best way is to just be really honest. Like, even if it is something stupid, like, grateful that my hair looks sexy today. Do you know what I mean? As long as it's honest and not just saying the things we think we should be grateful for, then it's gonna like flow out of you better. I also do 3 things I'm proud of myself for that day. I think that just allows me to be kinder to myself and like, you know, give myself a pat on the back. And some days that one is hard, especially if I've had a shit day, but I still, on the worst days, can find things to be proud of myself, even if it was like, okay, you got up and showered, replied to your friend, you know, And then there's bigger things where I'm like, oh my god, you smashed it, you filmed these 3 videos, or you went to the gym, you had a really good gym session. There's always 3 things to be proud of yourself for. And the final one is I always do 3 things I'm looking forward to or excited about. And I find that feeling of excitement just makes you happier when you know you've got something to look forward to. This week's one would be I'm going to see my friends at the weekend, I've got a trip to London next week, or I'm waiting for like my parcel to come. There's so many things we can be excited about, but I find gratitude, being proud, and things to look forward to, it's just a way to train your brain to be more positive about life. So I always end the day with that. We have come to the end of the video. I hope you found this helpful. It wasn't too much information. I just want to say, please do not be hard on yourself if you are not 100% perfect with your organization and planning every day. It is so easy to fall off the rails, but we cannot judge ourselves on how many times we fall down. We've got to judge ourselves on how to claw it back and how we get back up after a bad period, you know. God, that I need to add that in. Step 6, make sure you're planning to have days off and days of rest. I can't explain to you how important it is to have time to not be impressive, not better in yourself, and actually just fucking enjoy life. Life is not meant to be going to the gym, cooking healthy meals, working. Is meant to be enjoyed. Do you know what I mean? So make sure you're making time for that. Hopefully you found this helpful in some way, and I wish you luck on this new month, boss babe, getting things in order, and I hope you all smash your goals. And also let me know if you have any tips for organization and planning, because like I fucking love this stuff. Okay, bye. I'll see you very, very soon.